you very much indeed for the thought. Now, this is your private bus. Southend Transport.
Yeah, it must be.
Southend, one of the holiday destinations for Londoners. In the 1920s, 1930s, workers in London, no money, because it was a very tough time, would get on board charabancs, buses or trains, and go down to Southend. Sometimes they would take a paddle steamer, which went from Tower Bridge down the Thames and round the estuary and to Southend, and you would have a day in Southend, and that would be your holiday. That would be the big event. If you had a little more money, you might stay for a week. You might go to Great Yarmouth, perhaps, for your holidays, or even to Blackpool, which was regarded in those days as being almost the biggest holiday resort in Britain.
Well, I think it still is, isn't it? Is it Blackpool, Pleasant? Yes, I think it's still.
I guess it must be.
In Great Britain, yeah. But of course, we all go overseas these days, don't we?
I switched the lights on at Blackpool a couple of years ago.
Did you really?
Yeah. Now this is something that you actually are proud of. It's like reading the football results on the BBC. It's something to say. I switched the lights on. I don't think anybody noticed, but I switched the lights on.
And did they come on properly?
No, of course they didn't. Who are we looking for now, Bob?
Well, I think we're continuing with the carnival courts, but I think in between, I think we have a scout band. We have a scout band, Enfield Scout Band.
Enfield in Essex.
Enfield in it's Greater London, of course, one of the London boroughs, London Borough of Enfield.
We ought to explain that then, perhaps, that the county's because London has spread over the centuries, the county's very much a part of London.
Absolutely. I mean, the county of Middlesex, in which we sit right now, has virtually ceased to exist as a county in itself, because it's all within London now, all within what is known as Greater London.
Yeah.
Very interesting how that's happened. And of course, much of Surrey as well, although there is still a fair amount of rural Surrey, much of Surrey now is in Greater London, is in Kingston and other places like that.
So Enfield is to the east of London. If you were looking at a map, you would go in from the Thames a bit, so to speak, and go to the east, and on the outskirts, as Bob said, of Greater London, you will find Enfield, known as home of the chaps.
Is it indeed?
Yes, exactly. And I'm sure that you could look that up on the internet at some stage, because I don't think we'll explain it here. Has a lot to do with Burberry.
Okay, I was going to say you have to explain it, but anyway, don't worry about that. These are not just the scouts of Enfield, of course. These are the scouts from the whole of Greater London here.
I've got to say, that Scoutmaster is the most patient man in the world. Hello, guys.
Hi. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Now, we do need to say that, of course.
Here we go.
Yeah, no.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Most importantly, Simon.
Watch out, there's a car.
Are these clowns bearing water sprays? They always worry me with the clowns. But we do need to say, I think, that the reason we had such a wonderful display from the Greater London Scouts this year is that this is the centenary year for the scouting movement, founded in 1907 by Lord Baden-Powell. That's why we had so many scouts.
Give us a bit of background on Lord Baden-Powell, because he was, I think, I don't want to no great detail, but he was exactly the kind of person that established these great traditions in London. He was a man of empire, very definitely, a soldier, but who had this idea of service. And I'm linking this now to the bands you were talking about, the discipline of service after you leave the armed forces.
Yes, absolutely right. Well, in actual fact, he, of course, started this movement after he left the armed forces, because he felt that he should instill in kids the sort of thing that would perhaps make them as disciplined as you would have to be in the armed forces later on. And he held the camp in Brownsea Island with children from different backgrounds. That was the beginning of the scouting movement 100 years ago. Do you know how many scouts there are in the world now, Simon?
That's a fair question. No, I've no idea.
Absolutely. 28 million in the scouting movement. Now, it's something.
This is an outfit that 20 years ago was going to die. Do you remember? Everyone said it was all over.
And it's really come back, hasn't it? It really has come back.
How many million again?
28 million.
28 million scouts.
Got to make it
a legacy. That must be something. If you were a Baden-Powell family member, you'd be jolly proud of, I think.
I would imagine you would, yeah. I would imagine. But anyway, I think what we also need to talk about, just mention more of the carnival courts coming along.